215, establishing procedures for consideration of altering speed limits on city streets.
Good evening again. Well, the resolution before you tonight is an effort in transparency and guidance for council as well as it is for staff of what's required to alter a speed limit on the city streets. And certain streets, arterial streets, whether a speed limit is being altered upward, downward, it requires a certain level of activity and a full-blown engineering and traffic investigation. A city street where you're decreasing the speed limit and it's not classified as an arterial does not require that level of standard and can be handled with a traffic investigation, but it goes through very similar steps, but they have to comply with the manual of uniform traffic control devices, but doesn't require that full-blown and more expensive investigation. So this is an effort to provide a tool to both staff and council to be able to alter speed limits going forward from this point. And I'm summarizing it, but if there are questions, I can certainly go into more detail.
Councilman Cade? I have a question because I don't know if it's state law or what, but just about every city has a sign up that says unless otherwise posted, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. Is that correct?
There is language in state statute to that effect that city streets, unless otherwise posted, default to 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
So if we wanted to reduce the speed limit, all we'd have to do is take out the speed limit signs, correct?
Well, then that's one criteria. The other criteria is if it's a classified street as an arterial, then that's a different category. So most city streets have lower volumes, lower speeds, and don't meet that threshold that would necessarily classify them as an arterial, which is why that is in the state code.
So I guess I'm confused when it gets to, are you required to have a higher speed limit on an arterial?
No, not necessarily, but it's really based on many factors for the traffic engineering. There's the geometry of the road, there's sight distances that go in, and there's traffic conflicts that you have to look at, the number of entryways, exitways onto and off of the street, and some of those criteria that are also part of that engineering and traffic study. But the real basis is that the study is you try to set the speed limit at the 85th percentile of what the drivers are driving on the street. And then that's what the traffic engineering analysis will conclude. If you're within that bandwidth, then a recommendation comes forward to adjust up, down, or leave it the same.
Question related to that, a couple things. One, I think, if I'm listening to Councilmember Cade, if we had as posted throughout the city, all, unless otherwise posted, is 25 miles an hour. So that's like a default for everything, right, no matter what. And that would, if, like frontage road, if we dropped it down to 25 at the time, instead of the 35, would that be covered? That's what I think you're trying to talk about, is if we just one size fits all and everything is 25 unless otherwise posted. Would we have to still do a study on, let's say, frontage road or West Valley to adjust down to that limit?
I can research this a little bit further, but the classification of the street determines whether or not that baseline you're trying to establish or asking the question on can be met. And if it's an arterial street, then other state statute says that you have to follow these procedures to determine to set the speed limit on. West Valley frontage, by definition, is an arterial street. They have to go through that type of process to be able to establish the speed limit, either upward or downward.
Councilmember Steyer?
Yeah, see, this was my question when it first came up. Because of Al going West Valley, immediately they could move it to 25, and they have to do no study, no nothing. But I'm being told now that unless 25, because in our code, it does say speed limit is 25 unless otherwise posted, already established that way. But now they're telling me that, like frontage and West Valley, whatever, are classified as arterials, so that doesn't fall under that same umbrella thing. So I think to save us a lot of time and money, my suggestion is that we get a hold of Algona and find out what do they do, because a study is expensive. You have to get engineers involved, everything else, and maybe they know something that we don't.
Curious, I mean, the fact of the matter is that I think we also dropped the speed limit on West Valley 25 without a study, I believe, right?
But
We said it was emergency because of the railroad.
Yeah, it was an emergency situation, caved down,
Right.
but the emergency's over, so
But-
technically it's supposed to go back to what it was.
So, the other thing is, I was gonna ask is, have we identified what roads, arterials that fall within, I'm assuming Ellington, frontage, West Valley,
Yes,
you know, Valentine, Stewart?
yes.
and-
There is a list that the city maintains with the arterial streets. Yes.
Although it's 25% property.
Anybody have any other questions? What's council's pleasure on 2014-215?
I move to pass resolution 2014-215.
Second?
Been moved and second, Councilman Kay. Yeah, I mean, I think we need to be compliant with state law. It's kind of taken some of the control away from us, it looks like, in my opinion, but, you know, it makes sense that we need to use sound reasoning behind establishing speed limits and not unfairly create a situation where citizens are subject to speeding tickets if the speed limit should be higher. But at the same time, the studies, when I read some of the background information, also takes into account historical traffic accidents, the condition of the road, things like that, to make these determinations, and it probably should have some sort of expert look at it to give us a recommendation.
Councilman Button?
We do need to comply with state law on this. It is somewhat convoluted, and there are highways that are not, the use of the term highways and arterials confuses a lot of people when you don't think of Third or Ellington as being a highway or, a major facility, but there are these categories of roads that, you're supposed to be consistent across jurisdictions so that, people can actually get to other cities and not just move around within the city. So we are supposed to follow those rules.
Okay. Roll call?
Point of order.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Any, citizens have any, comments, would they like to address this, issue? Not one before you, All right. Any other concerns with the council? If not, roll call.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Gerberting?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, council.
Resolution number 2014-216, setting the date and time for a public hearing on December 8, 2014, at approximately 6:30 p.m. to review and take public comment on the proposed SEPA subdivision. Yeah.
Well, I've covered this before. Our SEPA regulations need to be updated, and that's SEPA State Environmental Policy Act regulations, and this is the public hearing that would update them and would help us immensely in the future with a lot of other code changes that are coming up, so we can do the SEPA review process in accordance with state law.
Council's pleasure on 2014-216. Any comments?
Move to approve resolution 2014-216.
Second.
The moved in second, Councilmember Putnam.
We need to update our regulations. We need a hearing to do it. Let's do it.
Councilmember Alvarez.
It's business.
Any other comments? Any comments from the citizens? Present. Hearing none, roll call.
Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Stager?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Garberding?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Resolution 2014-217, authorizing the mayor to sign an agreement with King County Office of Emergency Management regarding the regional framework for disasters and planned events.
This agreement, there's a lot of cities in King County have entered into this agreement. And what it does is, during a disaster or a planned event, it allows that expedites our need for resources, personnel, equipment, whatever it might be, to just cut through the red tape.
Any questions, Councilmember Cave?
Are we part of any agreement now, or is this a new agreement?
No.
Or a fresh agreement?
We're not under an agreement,
So we don't have any mutual aid agreements already in place?
no.
Any other questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
Move to pass resolution number 2014-217.
Second.
Councilmember Cave?
I think mutual aid agreements like this, we use them in fire all the time. They're extremely important and, situations where you need resources right away. Being able to just push a button and know that the cavalry's coming is comforting for an incident commander. During an emergency, he doesn't have to sit and get on the phone and call, hey, can you guys come and help us? It's already in place. He pushes a button, they're dispatched, and then their agencies get on the phone and say, we can commit this much or this many resources to you, or talk to the incident commander, or the head of the EOC and say, what do you need, and this is what we can provide. It just makes it easier when time is of the essence during emergencies, and I think it's important to have agreements like this in place. And when you show willingness to provide resources to other jurisdictions by signing an agreement like this, they're more willing to assist us in return. And our city's been a beneficiary of services like this in the past on the fire side, and so I think it just makes sense that we involve all sides of emergency management to expedite our needs.
Our city is too small to handle a disaster on our own. From this way.
Any questions or comments from the citizens? Couple thumbs up. Any other comments from the council? Roll call.
Councilmember Olivera?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Stager?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Garberding?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, John. Resolution 2014-218, authorizing the execution of amendment to an agreement to Valley Communications for 2015.
This is an annual agreement that we go over every year. The increase was 8%. I know that Valleycom has upgraded a lot of equipment. They actually provide better service than they did. Whether it's 8% worth, I don't know. But it's really the only show in town.
Any comments or questions from council? Marquez.
Did they signify why, or in any way explain why the increase is so much greater than the cost of living?
No, not to me.
Can you just say it was equipment, so it's not because of wages? Equipment.
They spent a lot of money going to this new CAT community. Upgrading, yes. And we benefit from that. But like I said, I don't know if 8% worth, but it is better. You get faster service.
Any other comments or questions from council? What's the council's pleasure?
Move to approve resolution 2014-218.
Second.
Moved and seconded, Councilmember Butler.
Our alternative would be to try to take on the service ourselves, which isn't practical, so Price?
Councilmember Cady.
Yeah, it would cost more to hire a full-time dispatcher than it would be to have a contract in place.
Any comments from the citizens? Any comments from the council? Roll call?
Councilmember Putnam.
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Garberding.
Aye.
Councilmember Jones.
Aye.
Councilmember Cave.
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Ordinance number 2014-1881, adopting the ad valorem tax levy for the year 2015.
Hello, okay, so, I talked with both King County's contact Department of Assessments and our attorney, got this ordinance. Had to make a couple of slight changes in dollars amount, percentages, and the change. So, and it takes a little while working with King County Assessments to understand this part of the way. Anyway, so this ordinance will show the increase in our revenues approximately, depends on what we received in the last month, but we're a little bit over budget. They say we're supposed to receive $885 this year. We haven't got there yet, I hope we do, but an increase is to $905. It's actually $889 to $905, so it's about $15,000. Even though it's $884 here, but that's just an increase due to the valuation, assessed valuation of the city, and it doesn't include construction or anything else at this time. So, hopeful that's what we do receive, that change the budget to match that amount, and we just do this every year, we pass it so they can actually go ahead and collect it for us.
Any questions from the council? It's the council's pleasure.
Move to adopt, ordinance number 2014-1881.
Second.
Moved and second, Councilmember Cade.
Yeah, that's, like I said, we're already at the max. We can collect, even though it looks like the levy rate's going down from this year. The reason there's an increase is because of the new construction and stuff that we brought in. The 1% codification that's in place from the Tim Lyman initiative means that you don't pay more than 1%, not that you increase the levy rate by 1%. So that's why citizens might see the tax rolls go up a little, but here they see the levy rate go down and they're gonna wonder why, and that's gonna be why.
That's the most we can get without any additional vote. And I certainly think our expenses are up more than this much, so it's a question of where do we cut to make up for the limits in the increase.
Any other comments from the council? Comments from the citizens? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Garberding. Councilmember Jones.
Aye.
Councilmember Cave.
Aye.
Councilmember Olivera.
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And we have a consent agenda. What do we want to do with the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any other comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, consent agenda is passed. Thank you. Executive session, how about approximately how long?
Hopefully 10 minutes will do it.
So 10 minutes with no action afterwards?
Right.
Okay, I make a motion to executive session.
We move to second to adjourn to executive session, approximately 10 minutes with no action afterwards. Hearing no objection.